Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the Bridgewater College Soccer Complex for today's Old Dominion Athletic Conference quarterfinal. It is the number 5 seed Virginia Wesleyan and the number 4 seed Bridgewater College. These two teams met just over 2 weeks ago. It was quite the interesting matchup, to say the least. It got very physical toward the end. We're not going to hit on that, but it was a back-and-forth affair. Bridgewater struck first, but it was 3 unanswered from Virginia Wesleyan in the middle part of the game that took them to the lead. Bridgewater was able to strike late with Trey Widrick, but the damage was already done, and the Marlins won 3-2. But today could be a completely different story. These two teams are coming off of different ends of the spectrum. Virginia Wesleyan in the 5 spot. That's kind of where they were locked at heading into the end of the regular season on Wednesday. Bridgewater had a chance to even finish first in the conference. A very top-heavy schedule, if you will, between the top 4 teams. We're all separated by just a handful of points heading into that final day on Wednesday. Bridgewater dropped to 4 after a loss to Washington and Lee. But a week ago, they took down nationally ranked Hampton-Sydney in Farmville. And what is most people would tell you in the ODAC, a very tough place to play due to the outside confines and not so friendly folks. But that being said, we're ready to go here just about. Let's look at the starting lineups first for Virginia Wesleyan. The number 5 seed heading into this one in numerical order will be Jamari Willis, Ryan McAdams, Nolan Schulte, Elon Mejia, Aaron Deans, Josh Nevins, Giovanni Ziza, Zach Bittler, Tyler Hyatt, Mason Wakefield, and the starting keeper of Ben Haynes, the junior from Georgia, will start between the pipes for this Virginia Wesleyan team as they're still huddled up there. And that's what the delay is at the moment. Let's look at the starting lineup for Coach Benison. Anthony Eugenio, the midfielder, will get the start. The transfer, Riley Queen, Anthony Madrano, Ethan Locklear, Noah Deno, along with David Bynum, Layden Mongold, Trey Widrick, Eric Lobo, and Connor Campbell, the starting goalkeeper for the Eagles. It's the true freshman from Midland, North Carolina, Zane Kowalski, in between the pipes. So we get ready to get things going. Virginia Wesleyan in their road navy blues, coastal blue outlines, white numbers. Bridgewater in their home white kits, black lettering, red numerals, and a bit of a hesitation. We're underway. Virginia Wesleyan going for the deep ball on the start. It'll be headed down by the Eagles. Campbell gets it, tries to flick it forward. Widrick knocks it down. The quick counterattack. He's looking just to go long as the goalie was out of his crease, and it's knocked down by Ben Haynes. Why not try to start with an exclamation point? The official statistician is going to call it a shot. I agree with him. You pull, the goalie comes out that far. Why not? I've seen that a couple times this season. I feel like more in the men's game, but you've seen it both ways, especially in the ODAC this season, as Deno heads it out, and it'll be a throw-in for Virginia Wesleyan in their offensive end. To throw it in is McAdams. McAdams did have a goal when these two teams met earlier in the season. Lobo tried to hit that out for Bridgewater. He takes his hands off. It would have been a tough foul in the box. And now here's Virginia Wesleyan trying to settle in some offense. Lobo dispossesses Deans. Bridgewater has numbers. Lobo goes back to the middle, just a little bit off target from Eugenio. Nice hustle back by the Marlins and Mejia, and he's able to win it back, or one of his mates did rather, but his hustle play will not go unnoticed, and throwing it in now will be David Bynum, another freshman. This Bridgewater team very young. The two seniors, as we talked about on senior day, if you were with us, neither one started at Bridgewater. This one now turns into a scoring chance for Virginia Wesleyan, and it'll be a throw-in for the AR, not helping out his head official, and now it'll be a throw-in for the Bridgewater Eagles. Locklear will be the one to throw it in. But this Bridgewater team, very different look from what you've seen in years past. Riley Widrick, two of the key pieces up front. Noah Deno's played just about all over the field for the Eagles in his years here. Anthony Madrano's been a mainstay in the midfield. But outside of that, you do have Eric Lobo, who's been here, hasn't played a ton of minutes. He's been in the midfield and up front for the Eagles in his time. But outside of that, the starting lineup is relatively new faces. Connor Campbell played a little bit last year. But then the back line, Deno playing center back now, didn't play there last year. And then it's freshmen back there, including Layden Mongold, the local product from Broadway. Virginia Wesleyan has it now on their own end. One of their senior leaders, and Nevins sends it around, playing for the Marlins in his hometown of Virginia Beach. Nevins very vocal on the field when these two teams played last time. Was a leader in that back line for the Marlins, as Mongold will kick this one up, and the Marlins get the first touch, but Bridgewater gets the second and the third. 50-50 ball here, won by Widrick, sends it to Eugenio. Eugenio trying to lay it on Medrano trying to lay it on for Eugenio. Now Eugenio has it at the top. Out wide, sent in, and there's not an eagle on the back door. I don't know if Haynes knew he didn't have anybody on the backside, but he'll lay it off for one of his mates in the form of Deans. The senior sends it to the middle. Little aggressive hold-up play there by Bynum. The officials let him play. Sent down, looking for Widrick. Widrick gets the touch. Toes the line, but he does kick it out of bounds. A nice defensive play there from Hyatt, along with his mate in Deans. A good defensive play by the Marlins. Trying to silence Trey Widrick. He's been named the ODAC Offensive Player of the Week quite a few times this season. 3 times, says Assistant Director of Athletic Media Relations Josh Smith to my left, who also was producing the cross-country broadcast that took place here early this morning, if you were watching that one on Flo College. As a nice play there by Eugenio. Results in a Marlins throw-in, but they'll pull up the back here in Wills, and he'll throw it in. So the Marlins looking to try to get numbers here on the throw-in. They'll go to the middle of the field. There wasn't an eagle there at first, but Connor Campbell makes the play and forces the Marlins to settle back. Deans with it, looking, now sends one in, spinning away from the goal, headed out by Dino, but the Marlins still in an offensive opportunity. Marlins with numbers here. Nice touch. 50-50 ball. It is won by Medrano. Medrano lays it off to his mate in the back line, looking to go to Campbell with it. And it does go to Campbell, but it's headed down by the Marlins. Nice touch. Deno has to deflect it out, but the number's still in favor of the Marlins. Ball to the far side. Headed away. Winning the touchdown is McAdams. McAdams lays it on in the box. Knocked away by Deno. Deno going to try to evade the corner. He does not get to it in time. And the first corner kick of the afternoon will go to the Marlins here just about 5 minutes in. And going over to take it for Virginia Wesleyan. Sending it in is going to be number 15, Giovanni Ziza, the sophomore from Denville, New Jersey. Will be the one to send it in. Looks to be taking it on the right foot. Calls out the signals to his mates. Here it goes. Line drive in the box. First person to find is Eugenio. They'll send it right back out to him now. On it is Ziza. Ziza sends it in, looking for one of his mates. It's headed down by Virginia Wesleyan, headed toward the line, and Trey Widrick will clear it into the yard on the other side. Just over top of the Bridgewater bench. Throw in for Virginia Wesleyan. Getting a bit of a running start here looks to be Wills. Wills does get a nice throw in. Campbell flicks it back. Eugenio tries to get it out of the box. It was a nice touch one there by Mejia, and they'll fight for it. And Bridgewater knocks it down. Queen, nice aggressive play. Now here's Eugenio. Eugenio tries to put on a move, tried to go to Queen. Nice play there by Nevins, and it's one back to Virginia Wesleyan. The Marlins controlling possession here in the early going. The Marlins still with it here. Going to the far side, looking for McAdams. McAdams on the right side with it now. Gets it past Locklear. Deno on defense, but with it are the Marlins. Here's the ball sent in. Campbell will head it back out. Now Eugenio flicks it even further. Queen looking for Widrick. It's a foot race headed back toward Haynes, and he's able to scoop it, but the Marlins will look to get back in the offensive end. That's where the first 5 minutes have primarily been spent. You do have the one shot to Bridgewater's credit, but it came from nearly midfield because Haynes, as he is right now, I'm not sure if you can see him in his camera shot, he is outside of the box, and he's still got it there. So if you're Bridgewater, you win possession, why not? Why not send the long ball in if he's going to come that far out? But the Marlins dominating the possession here early. 7 minutes into this one. Still a lot of soccer to play. Here go the Marlins now, just outside the box, looking to go to the top. And they have it. Sent towards the middle. And they're going to work it all the way around now. Here's a layoff, good pass. The Marlins with a chance here, just outside the box. They'll settle back. Ball law would look to go in. Now Bynum with a nice touch. Bridgewater wins it back just momentarily. Campbell gets it out. Eugenio with a nice slide tackle. They'll say he played the ball. Connor Campbell still has it. He tries to make a move or two and will run out of bounds. The Virginia Wesleyan bench loves it, and it was a really good play. You can't say anything other than that. Mason Wakefield was all over the field that time for the Marlins. Between him and Ziza, and now Hyatt had it. He was the one to throw it in, and it'll be another throw-in for the Marlins here. Just about 8 minutes in. First option wasn't there. Now they're just going to send it into the box. Nice play by Eugenio. He's able to get it out, but the Marlins still have it. Ball sent in, looking to the back post. Kowalski comes down with it. See what they say there. It was a pass, looking definitely for the back post, but it made Kowalski make a play. And he had a man coming just about behind. And Kowalski's punt will go out of bounds. Just past the midfield marker. This one sent downfield off the head of Dino. Now this one along the far side. Locklear and Dino were pestering the Marlins. Nice move. Still trying to hang on to it, and Dino actually able to win it back for the Eagles momentarily. Here's Eugenio with it. Medrano, sorry. He's held up by Mejia, and the Eagles just send this one up in the air toward the midfield zone. To the middle now. Eugenio tried to get it out. And Locklear sends it well down the field, and it's a clear. Does what you want it to. You get to breathe for a second. Now here's Wills with it. Wills laid it off. Now here's Nevins. Nevins sends it to the midfield. Wills gets it back. Pressured by Queen, and now they'll work up the far sideline. Locklear to flex it down. The Marlins still controlling possession. Here's Mejia. Mejia lays it off for Ziza. Ziza goes to the far side. They still have it. Deans looking for somewhere to go. Widrick pesters him, and now it's Lobo winning possession back. Lobo to Queen. Queen does not have numbers. He'll go to Medrano with it, but his pass is a little bit back, and it'll kill the momentum for the time being. And a nice play by McAdams sends it into the backyard once more. That'll be a throw-in for the Eagles. Locklear will be the one to take it. Ethan Locklear, the transfer. Junior out of Baltimore. The Eagles with it. Queen to Locklear. Locklear looking to go. He didn't have the spot in the middle he wanted. Now he's pestered a little bit, pushed and shoved. And now the Marlins with possession. Here's one laid on in the box. McAdams has it, makes a move. Now sends one looking for his teammate. Campbell's able to knock it back, and Medrano will clear. The Marlins with it. This one deflected rather harshly. So being fought for in the midfield. Campbell, yeah, you're not going to get away with that. A two-hand shove to the back of Mejia results in a free kick for the Marlins. The first free kick we've seen today. Just over 10 minutes gone by. Wakefield will be the one to cue it in. This one sent in toward the back post. Headed off of an Eagle maybe. And it was. It was headed off the back of Deno. And Kowalski lets it go. And now it's a corner kick for Virginia Wesleyan. So it's going to be Ziza with it. Sets up for the corner kick. Decides what side of the ball he likes. Ziza sends it in. Headed away by Eugenio. Deflected by Eugenio. Handball. So a handball now gives a free kick to the Marlins. This referee puts the line down, and that's where Medrano and Eugenio will stand for the Eagles. On to take it is Ziza again. Medrano pulls off to take the man streaking in. Here's one deflected off of, I believe, an Eagle. And it will be a throw-in for Virginia Wesleyan in a dangerous spot. And that one goes over top of the crossbar and out of play. We have our first sub of the day. And it's going to go on that far wing. As it looks to be Matthew Brand is going to check in for Locklear. So Eagles already not really, I don't think they like the matchup they're seeing on that far wing. That is where a lot of the Virginia Wesleyan chances are coming, are on the right side, the far side from our screen here. This one goes off of the new meet in Brand, and now he'll throw this one in, going quick to Queen. One of the Marlins was complaining it was a little too quick. Center round. This one just past Mongold to where he wants to be. Now he's going to have to just send it down the line. It does spin a little bit, but they're going to say it went out of bounds before Lobo was able to knock it back down. If you're Bridgewater, you got to look for a way to not continue to play this game in your own half of the field. And if you're Virginia Wesleyan, you want to try to keep the pressure on, and there's a foul. I believe it's going to go on Bynum. He had two hands on the shoulder of number 7, Nolan Schulte, and was quite literally trying to drag him down to the Bermuda playing surface. You knew coming in it was going to be an aggressive and physical contest, so not surprised in the slightest. So here's one sent in. It's a nice bending kick. Eugenio has to head it because, honestly, if it went over the Eagles' back line, it was going to find a Marlin. There were two standing back there waiting for it right in front of Kowalski, and here's a nice kick by Nevins. And I think it's going to stay with the Marlins. No, they're going to say it went off of, can't tell who that is on the far side over there, but the Eagles win possession. Now here's Queen. Queen looking for somewhere to go. He does make a nice move on Wills, and he's streaking down. A nice sliding tackle there by, I believe that was Nevins once again. Called his name quite a few times tonight. Those two center backs for Virginia Wesleyan anchoring the back line, and anytime they've been back in their defensive third, they've kind of kept the Eagles out of the ability to create an attack. Now here's Deno to Eugenio. Eugenio in a weird spot there, the midfielder now playing on the wing. Deno, the center back, goes to the middle. Here's Campbell. Campbell lays it off. A little one-touch pass. Now Queen looking for Widrick. Widrick goes back to, him and Brand were playing tag, and I don't think they knew it. And Mongold with a pretty blatant foul there on Nolan Schulte. So the Marlins should have a free kick in their own end. Eugenio tries to be a little bit sportsmanlike. Now they're all passing it around. That is not at all where the foul occurred, but all right. Here's Medrano looking for Queen. Queen and Wills. Wills with a nice kick out of bounds. It was honestly a nice evade, too, by Queen. Good play by Wills. He tried to really get it off of Queen, and Queen jumped as soon as he saw the kick coming. Now here's Mongold. Mongold lays it off. Bynum on the near side. Bynum to Lobo. Lobo to Campbell. Campbell loses it. Handball. Nope. Call. Now here's Deno to Medrano. Medrano looking. He has Brand up the far side. Here's Brand. He's barely onside. Is he still onside? Nice play by Nevins. Nevins tries to create some space to get the clear. Works it off to Wills. Wills will now send it well down, and is it going to stay in play? It likely will. A nice play by the Marlins. They'll keep possession, and here's one sent down to midfield. Touch toward the middle. Mongold has a chance to win it. He does not. Here come the Marlins. Dean with it now. Had a lane. Nice stop by Bynum. Now Campbell didn't make a good touch on it first. He looks a little shaken up on the play. He gives up on it for the second touch, and it'll be a throw-in for Virginia Wesleyan. His Associate Director of Athletics, Heather Grant, aids the Marlins in getting that one back in play. Here's Wills on the far toward the middle. Deno with the hold-up play. Now here's McAdams, being pestered by Brand. Now he goes to the top. Wills looking to go in the box. Campbell takes it off his chest, sends it high up into the air. Marlins win the first touch. Second touch to Eugenio. Widrick does a little dance with Nevins. Nice tackle that time from Hyatt, and Hyatt not able to keep it in bounds. Oh, no, they're going to call a foul on Lobo. Looked like Hyatt just lost it, but he may have had some help. So here's Ziza with it, the sophomore. Called his name a lot. He's taken all the corners for the Marlins so far. Now he'll take the free kick. See where he goes here. On the way, line drive. A Marlin deflects it wide. Couldn't quite tell who it was. May have been number 32, Mason Wakefield on it. Couldn't really tell, but didn't go near the target. What that they were looking for, I'm sure. The line drive like that one, you probably want to deflect it just a little bit, or if you let it go, it's going to be a hard stop for Kowalski. First touch won by the Marlins, and a throw in for Bridgewater. Went right off the chest of the aforementioned Mason Wakefield. Deno. Nice slide, wasn't a tackle by the Marlins. Campbell shoved off the ball, and now Deno with a little bit of payback. Eugenio lays it back to Kowalski, who sends it toward the Bridgewater bench. Wills faked out by Queen, and now he'll throw it in quickly. Looking for numbers. Campbell tried to flick it. He does not get it. Dangerous spot here. Bynum has to just clear it, and it's a nice play by Bynum, and it stays in bounds for a good bit of time. Gives his defense a chance to breathe. Eugenio pressuring. Now it'll be Queen and Eugenio pressing. Eagles 3 up top right now. Eugenio will retreat to the midfield, and it's really been the 2 up top and Queen and Widrick today. Sorry about that. We're back here. I believe our equipment is having a day, considering that we have had 5 home events today on this November 1st that we have referred to as Doomsday a little bit in the athletic department. Is stepping on top of this one with the Marlins. You didn't quite miss much. Each team had a couple opportunities, and now we've got a card. Stop the clock, says the official. Card being handed out to whichever Marlin is down on his knees here. Is it McAdams? That's what the press box says. It is McAdams. He will get a yellow card. We do have a sub waiting for the Marlins. He won't be allowed in quite yet. Ryan McAdams will be the one receiving the yellow right now and stepping back in, or back up on his feet, rather, is Matthew Brand. Was a hard tackle. The Eagles have a sub up as well. That's Cole Dunbar. I know that anywhere. 18:48 to go. First half, no score. Each team with some chances. Well, Virginia Wesleyan, a lot of them. I'll be interested to see the possession stats to see what it looks like. And now this one's sent on. In the box, nice kick from Mongold. Now here's Madrano. Madrano lays it down, looking for somewhere to go higher today. And now we've got subs for each team. So for Bridgewater, it's Dunbar in for Eugenio up top. And 27, Tyler Hyatt out of the game, and into the game is going to be Caden Tappan, a first year out of Alpharetta, Georgia. I almost butchered that. I had to think about it. Sorry for the fourth ball break. Here we go. Throw in, long throw in from the lanky Dunbar. It's headed off of a Marlin and over top and towards our camera we have stationed back there behind the goal. And on that, it will be a corner kick for Bridgewater, their first of the afternoon. And it looks like Brand will go out to take it here, and it is Matthew Brand. Brand, the sophomore out of Cary, North Carolina. He and Trey Widrick from the same town. See if they connect on this one. Ball sent in, far post. Haynes tried to make a play on it. It was way out of his reach. This one, Madrano knocked it down, and then it hit, I believe, off of McAdams, so Bridgewater will maintain possession with it. It's a nice hustle play by both Madrano and McAdams. McAdams just, unfortunately, has the second touch on it. So here's Dunbar, scans his options. Madrano's the short option. Instead, he's going to go toward the box. Widrick doubled there, headed up in the air. Queen tried to get the second touch. Now here's Brand with a shot, and it's blocked. He had an opening. Lobo back to the midfield. Bynum knocked down. Good play by the Marlins, but not able to hang on to it. Was Tappan. Tappan not able to hang on to it, but as he fell down, he was able to knock it completely to the other side of the field. Mongold to the far side, looking for Brand. Brand knocks it down. Brand looking for somewhere to go. Now he's going to send it long, looking for, I believe, either Queen or Dunbar, but was Nevins on defense. It was going to Dunbar. Now you're going to get a stoppage here, a foul, and maybe a card. Foul on 5, drawn by 12, I believe is the call on the field. The referee not happy with both Madrano and McAdams. And McAdams already playing with the yellow, has to be careful. But based on his reaction, it must have been mutual. It must have been a little bit of pushing and shoving, and the official got there late. And you know, we kind of talked about this. A lot of the time, it's going to be whoever retaliates. This one sent in. It got dangerous in a hurry. Haynes had to come up with a stop. It went up over top of Widrick and bounced perfectly between he and another player. Looks like my golf game where it doesn't go where I'm aiming, but sometimes it does end up well. And that one sent out of play. Deans shakes it off. He had a bit of a grimace on his face there. He did send it just past his target. Knocked down by Campbell here for BC. Tappan there in the middle of the play. He's going to try to pester Madrano. Madrano gets off of it. Now here's Brand. Brand to Campbell. Campbell's got to get rid of it quick. He knew it. He felt the defense coming. And now it turns into a nice attack chance here for the Marlins. Good play up front. The play by Tappan has now resulted in this whole play. Now here's Wills. Wills with it. And Brand just takes him out. No foul. Now Madrano with the clean dispossessed. Lays it off to Queen just out of his reach. McAdams to the middle. Widrick battling for it. Back to Brand. And Brand will just say, let's get this out of here and try to breathe for a second. Nevins thinking about it. To the middle. Now Nevins again. 3/4 of the first half, or 2/3 of the first half gone by. 14:35 to go. The Marlins with it. Here's Wills. A sub up for the Marlins. Looks to be number 24, David Hartwell. But at first, the Marlins going to try to score. Looking for McAdams. Had it knocked away by Brand, and now they should get that sub, and they will. The official signaling for him to come in. Yeah, McAdams looks to be coming out of the game, biting on his jersey, too. As checking in is number 24, Grady Lawrence. Lawrence, a first year out of Davidson, Maryland. This one's sent in. Now Campbell headed off of a Marlin. Brand tried to get rid of it, and it hit. It looked to be tapping on the way out, and it will be what was Bridgewater throw in. And now falling to the turf, no foul, says the official. Was Mejia. Bridgewater still with it. Brand lays it on, looking for Dunbar. It goes off ahead of a Marlin. Going to be a tough play. Haynes is able just to scoop it up. It was going to get dangerous again, but Haynes with some hops gets on top of it. Quite a few subs warming up for the Marlins for Bridgewater. Everybody standing and watching intently. Wills with it. Headed off of Deno, but the Marlins win the touch. Deno keeps it. Now he's got it. Fighting off a defender, and it will be a foul. Yep. Nope. So foul by Bittler, drawn by Deno. Waiting for a ball here. And I think they're going to stop the clock. Yes, they're going to stop the clock here as a Virginia Wesleyan player ties his shoe. That is why you double knot, kids. Here's Mongold. He's got Bynum. Bynum has it. Bynum to the middle. Dunbar, unfortunate touch, and sent well into the sky. Nice blue sky here today. Much better than what we saw if you were with us on Wednesday. It was raining sideways at times. Here's this one sent to Lobo. Lobo not able to jump up to it. And out of play. Eric Lobo listed at 5'7". We'll just leave it at that. Nevins with it. Now the Marlins work it around. Here's Wills. And it's out of bounds. I was going to say the entire Bridgewater bench went berserk. Had to be. Now Deno rolls it over to one of the ball people, and he'll be the first one to get it in. Brand looking to go back, I guess, to Campbell. Campbell does win it back. Now here's Brand. Brand goes to the middle. Not a soul there. Here's Dean. Back to Nevins. Pressured by Dunbar. Marlins still with it. Nice move. They've still got it on the far side. Widrick now back in the midfield for the Eagles. Something to note. He and Campbell back on defense. The Marlins wanted a handball. Campbell instead sends it to one of his teammates. Wills throws it in. Quick throw into Nevins. The Marlins pressuring up here. The Eagles could get a counter. Nice ball in. Deno with the nice defense. Campbell looking to go to Dunbar. Dunbar has a little bit of space. Nevins puts two hands on it. Now puts two hands again. Here's one to Queen. Foot race for it. Riley Queen has it. On the box. He's going to shoot. Save made by Haynes. It's the best look the Eagles have had. And it was down to a foot race, and Queen knew he had to get it out quick. Had no other option, really. He got a good jump on Nevins and knew he had Nevins right behind him. Talked about those two center backs for the Marlins a lot today, and Nevins and Deans. They've both made some plays right there. Nevins making probably a goal-saving play there instead of leaving his goalie to go one-on-one with Queen. The Marlins counter now. There's a perfect glare off a car behind me right into the window as I'm looking. Nice move. Dean's with it, going to the backside. He's got a teammate there. Here's a he's offsides. And Noah Deno, is he okay? I believe he is okay. I've seen that look before. Deno a little shaken up still, but we play on. It was a nice play by Deno. He stretched out. It was offsides nonetheless, but it's a nice play. Brand sends it down. He gets taken down, and it will be a foul. There's some words exchanged afterwards there from Wakefield, but life moves on. It was interesting play there, really. I mean, Brand, it is the foul is definitely because Brand went up and got hit while he was in the air. So here we go, 8:13 to go. Brand sends it in, headed down by the Marlins. The Marlins with a chance to counter. Nice ball headed on with a chance here. Mongold, he took him down. Is it going to be a foul? No, says the official. I guess he didn't take him down. They did kind of collide. It wasn't malicious. As Napier has it now, he sends it back. He subbed in while we had a bit of a outage due to some difficulties. And now Dean's being pestered by Dunbar. Dunbar tries to keep it on for the Eagles, and it'll be a throw-in for Virginia Wesleyan. Queen shouting directions here at Dunbar, telling Dunbar, stay back, I'll control the front pass. You get the backside. And we'll see what Dean's is able to do. Steps into it, now sends it down to the middle. Worth noting, winner of this one will take on the top-seeded Lynchburg Hornets. And as I'm being told, we talked about Napier on the play just a little bit ago. Chance to take on his brother at Lynchburg if the Hornets take care of business and the Marlins are able to win here in the Valley. The Marlins with a chance to attack here. Deno makes a move. Now here's Madrano on to Queen. Queen with it now. He has Dunbar if he wants it. Instead, he's going to try to make a play and got dispossessed in the process, but the Eagles will have to throw in here with 6:16 to go. Deno to Mongold. Now to Bynum. I feel like the game has been played on the far side of the field. Lobo loses this one. Here's Dean now. Lobo and Bynum fight for it. They go out of my sight line, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Lobo. Here's the throw in. Oh, now the Marlins with it. Off of Widrick's chest. He is not phased. The Marlins still with it. Tries to make a move. Stepped on it. Instead does get some space. Widrick. They're going to say he got ball, and now Widrick tries to get, it's a nice defensive play there. I'll give it to him. I'll give it to Tappan there. This one curls away from, I believe, the intended target off the foot of Deans. He was looking for Napier. Foot race for it. Brand gives a little bit of a step back to Ziza. Ziza flipped his side of the field. He's now on the far side, playing that wing position. On the other side is now, it's Grady Lawrence who's kind of playing it over here. Maybe the Marlins, looks like they may have changed their shape a little bit as well. And offsides. 4.5 to go. Opening half. Quite a bit of a change from the first matchup. The first matchup had a lot of scoring. A 3-2 contest. This one so far, nothing on the board in the first half. We still have a little bit of time to play. 4 to go now. And the Marlins will win the battle maybe. Deno now hits it down. Now here's Medrano. Tries to lay it on for Brand. Brand has to go up in the air. Ooh, it's going to be a foul. He was going for the ball, but it is a foul. So Brand will set it down here. The official puts a little bit of, I believe it's green spray paint on top of the dying Bermuda grass. Sent in by Brand off his left foot. Dunbar heads it the opposite direction. Queen does have a chance at it. Riley Queen on it. Looking for somewhere to go. Now goes to the middle. Here's Brand. Sends a ball in. Looking for Dunbar. Instead it's headed away once more. The Marlins with it. Mejia looked to go somewhere. Now Brand has another chance for a service ball. Instead, he's going to try to get through. Wills was able to deflect it. Dunbar runs, pokes it back to Lobo. Lobo with a touch here. Queen says, I am wide open. He is not. He threw both hands in the air. He was open for a second. And I believe whoever was on that far side saw that and then stepped up, intercepted the pass for the Marlins. I believe it was Ziza. Talked about him a lot tonight already. Tonight, today, this afternoon, whatever time it is. Here's Queen. Queen with it. Oh, it was looking for Medrano, and Medrano was not ready for it. Cole Dunbar looks a little shaken up behind the play. It's worth noting. Here's a ball headed on. Deno has to knock it down. Shields it for Kowalski. Kowalski able to scoop it up. Dunbar still a little shaken up the north end of this play. Kowalski not pressured. The Marlins, now they'll pressure because he came out of the box. Fair game. Widrick gets the touch. Now here's Dunbar. Dunbar tries to make a play on it. Instead, now the Marlins win the touch. Brand will try to knock it down. Instead, he heads it straight up in the air. And this one headed into the Eagles bench off the head of Cohen Napier. From Lynchburg, went to EC Glass High School. Here's Queen. Riley Queen makes one move, now a second, runs into a defender. Nice play by Tappan. Medrano tries to keep it in the box. He's not able to. And the Marlins will try to keep it in play. Nice play by Medrano. Instead, he kicks it straight off of the eye in Bridgewater on the far side. Substitution. Marlins. It is going to be Miguel Mahango, first year from Springfield, Virginia, stepping in place of Elin Mejia with 1 minute to go as that gets called out to the stadium here, or the complex, whatever you want to call it. Both players go for a shoulder check, both miss. Campbell holding on to it, being pestered. Now it goes back to Lobo. The Eagles trying to get a tally here in the final 60 seconds. Now here's Widrick. Widrick going towards the middle. Looks inside to Dunbar. Dunbar has space. Dunbar's going to shoot, and he sends it into the parking lot. My producer says it did go over top of the goal. And Dunbar sends it. They're going to say it needs to be reviewed, but Dunbar, he got all of it. Don't you worry.
Sign him up for the kicking team.
He just sent it into the parking lot. All is good. 15 seconds to go. Everybody jumps way early. Here's one late on. The Marlins going to have a chance here in the last 10 seconds instead of a nice hustle play. Noah Deno. That's the end of the first half. We're scoreless. We'll step aside. We'll take a break. You are watching the ODAC quarterfinals on Flo College. All right, welcome back. Second half is where we are. We are scoreless after 45 minutes. We're going to play 45 more, see if we can decide a victor. If we can't, well, overtime is in play if needed. If that happens, you can blame me because I said the forbidden word. Now here's Riley Queen. Lays it off to Matthew Brand. Brand sends it in. Back post was looking for Eugenio. It's headed up. Queen knocks it back to Madrano. Madrano, he takes a shot. It's saved by Haynes. It was a heck of a diving effort. Madrano was leaning away from the goal and had to kick it while he was falling backwards. And it's a shot on goal and a save by Haynes. Maybe one of the easier ones he'll make today. That's true. Both just given the note. Bridgewater has had a shot attempt on frame first 60 seconds now of both halves. Still scoreless. And last half was played primarily on the far side of the field with the teams flipping ends. That means that if it stays the same, it should be played on this end of the field as Brand seems a little shaken up, and foul on Madrano. Brand is down, and he seems to be a little shaken up on the play. Or a foul here. They're actually going to call a foul on the Marlins. I thought it was on Madrano. We'll say I looked away, saw Brand go down. I was trying to pay attention to that one. As now Deno sends it long, looking for Widrick. It doesn't go. Eagles in possession. Here's Queen, just outside the box. He's going to fire just wide left. And Brand will take a knee. That means he'll come off. So who do the Eagles put on the near side here is the question now. Coach Bennison goes to his bench. Who's he gonna call for? It's gonna be Early Canales, the freshman from Manassas. Listed at 5'6". We'll leave it at that. So Canales is now in the game. Goal kick for the Marlins. Haynes says go forth. And he was correct. This one goes over everybody. Connor Campbell was there. Riley Queen plays it off the side of his face and out of play. Queen in all regions selection last year. The newly added fourth team to the USC selections. He was there. He and Widrick playing to try to earn those honors this year. And the way it's went, we'll see in a couple weeks when those come out as this one's sent into the Virginia Wesleyan bench. Eugenio tries to win it. Now here's Canales with it. Now nice tackle by Canales, but still possession for the Marlins. And the Marlins swing it around. Now they go to the middle. This one laid off. McAdams and Campbell. McAdams has got to be careful, and it's a. They will say he does push Campbell. Campbell may have went down a little easy. Can't quite blame McAdams for being a little upset, but you put two hands on somebody with the official in shot. Not many times that you're going to be able to get away with it. Yeah, doesn't matter what jersey you're wearing, you're not going to be able to get away with that one. And I will say the official made that pretty clear today. It hadn't mattered what team it was. You put two hands on somebody, especially like that, they've called it pretty quick. Eugenio to Madrano. Those two have anchored this midfield this season. They go to Lobo. Here's Lobo. Goes back to Madrano. Madrano does have some to work with, and he was looking to hand it off to Canales on the far side. And now here's Mongold. Mongold pulls it back to try to get some help for his defense. Deno to Campbell. Campbell shifts to the back line from the midfield as now Canales goes up front. They don't really change their shape. They just shift around who's where. As now Eugenio looks to be shifted to the midfield. And he'll touch it here to go to Bynum. Bynum still on that far wing. Well, he was on the near wing in the first half. Gets shoved off the ball. Nice positioning by the Marlins. But instead now, here's Lobo. Lobo lays it off to Medrano. Medrano trying to make a fight through for it. He's boxed out, and it's still in play. Now here's Canales. Canales hits one across the crease. He was looking for Queen. It's headed away by Wills and now cleared. Counter looking for instead. It's going to be sent back. The Marlins going to try to work something, go the long game instead of the short game here, try to set up a back that they can get numbers. They wouldn't have had it if they went early. Schulte with it, lays it on, didn't have anybody on side, and that's kind of what McAdams threw his hands up. That was the thought. You didn't have anybody on side. Don't do that. Be a waste of a possession. Now Lobo back to Queen. Queen in the midfield, doesn't have much space. He was looking for Eugenio. Instead, the Eagles have to settle back. Now here's Deno, and I know the team's flipped ends of the field, but in the first 5 minutes, it kind of feels like the camera and my neck is pointed the same way it was in the first half. So now the Eagles control the possession so far. Lobo went up forward. He got knocked down. He's not going to win possession of it. And it's the Marlins that have possession. Mongold lays it back to Campbell. Now here's Deno. Deno looking for options. Back to Campbell. Campbell works off the midfield line. Some space up front. Lays one on with the left foot. Was looking for Queen. I don't believe he was on sides either way. And this one's sent down. Deno heads it to Eugenio. Eugenio to Medrano. Medrano is looking for Lobo. And instead it's a little bit off. Lobo says, my bad, I stopped instead of continuing my run. But then now is Nevins. We haven't talked about Nevins much in the first 7 minutes of this half. It's really been he has controlled possession for the Marlins. You've seen a lot of their possessions have came back to front, and he's been the anchor of that. His back line, him, Wills, along with Deans, they've been kind of the source of the possession for the Marlins, the three backs in the formation for Virginia Wesleyan is Nevins in on that play, but Widrick was the one to head it on to Queen. Here's Queen. Makes a couple swings at it. Gets pushed off by Wills. Nice defense from the Marlins. Deno will be the one to send it back in the direction, looking for Lobo. Instead, it's knocked in the air for the Marlins. Marlins do have an early sub up, and it'll be off the Eagles. Virginia Wesleyan should get the sub in, and they do. It's going to be Caden Tappan back into the ball game, and he will sub out number 27, Tyler Hyatt. The first year from the capital of stock car racing in Concord, North Carolina. Important weekend in that world. This one's sent on. Mongold sends it high into the air. Widrick gets the first touch. He was looking to have some space. Now he's going for Queen. Queen is going to have to play the deflection off of Wills. It was a nice head. Now it's out. McAdams and Campbell are going to fight for it. It was a nice play by McAdams. McAdams lunged for it, pulled off, and there enticed Campbell to knock it out of play. Chess and not checkers. Ooh, Widrick knocked down by Wills. And that should, yeah, it's going to be a yellow card all day. Yep. So Tappan gets a yellow for, yeah, you can't do that. Don't, yeah, there's nothing to argue. We saw that happen. If you were watching the Bridgewater women against Randolph-Macon earlier in the week, that happened on Wednesday night. It was Lyric Berkeley who got tagged for a yellow card on that situation. She was standing there and then had one. It was kind of the same situation, stood there next to the ball with about 60 seconds to go in the game and got called for a yellow for delaying a restart. And that's exactly how Tappan gets the yellow card here. So now him and McAdams playing with a yellow. See what happens here. Tappan still, he's still upset about the call. Arcs one in, and the Marlins get a good first touch. Now here's Bynum. Bynum out to Mongold. Mongold back to Campbell. Campbell Has to send it forward, playing a little banged up. This one's sent on in the box now. Here's Queen. Queen, shot, saved by Haynes. Rebound, Widrick, goal! No, they're going to call him offsides. Offside, says the official. No goal. No goal. And they say Widrick was offsides. So the shot by Queen is a save by Haynes, and they'll say Widrick was offsides. Remember that one, folks. If this one continues at the deadlock, be a talking point. Sent downfield, the Marlins with a good chance here. It's their first in quite a while. The opening 10 minutes of the half, that is, and this one out of bounds. The Eagles will throw it in, and Wakefield shows his displeasure. And Campbell tried to get away with a couple extra inches, maybe a couple, I know it was a couple extra yards, maybe meters. Whichever one's longer, I don't know the metric system. The Eagles throw in here. Campbell sends it back to Deno. You notice that time he didn't move. He got called for the last one. Knew he was not going to get away with this one. Kowalski sends one high in the air. Nice play. The Eagles going to look to try to get the first possession and send it to touch off of Wakefield. And this one, unfortunately, off of Lobo. Mejia had it, lost it, but one of his teammates finds it. And the Eagles fight for possession away. Bynum trying to get it to Queen. Can't go through it, got to go over it. But McAdams gets a good first touch for the Marlins now. Queen tries, swipes, misses, and now here the Marlins working into the box, right side. Cross is open if they want it. Eugenio makes a nice play on it. They'll still go there. Mongold takes it off the side of his knee. Now here's Canales. Instead, he says, Campbell, you got it. And now the Marlins have it. Virginia Wesleyan working with it now. Defender playing well up. Lobo makes a play. Lobo knows he has numbers, and he's not going to get it to Widrick. Instead, it hits Jen Chan on the other side of the field with her camera, one of our workers. Canales pestering. No foul, they say. I believe he went down a little easy. Him and Tappan were fighting over it. Tappan does have a bit of a size advantage. This one's sent in, far post. McAdams heads it up in the air. Kowalski makes a stop on it. He's taken out. That will be a foul. Quite literally taken out by Wills. He's down. And Kowalski, and they'll stop the clock for an injury. And there is an assistant coach for the Marlins letting the official have it, but we'll have a stoppage here for an injury. Kowalski down on the play. We will step aside with this word from the Old Dominion Athletic Conference.
Field turf was built on innovation, dating back to our invention of long-field turf, which revolutionized the industry. Today, we offer a series of game-changing fibers, high-performance infills, sport-specific applications, and smart field technology. Field turf. Let's change the game together.
With over 100 local offices, Virginia Farm Bureau agents are part of your community. If you want insurance from a company that knows you, get to know us.
Kowalski looks like he's going to stay in the game. I was going to read some sponsors, and now Coach Benison talks to the official. He's trying to make sure, probably making sure that what we're doing here. Because I would assume it's a free kick for the Eagles. There's no ball near the play right now, but see what they do here. Kowalski with the free kick lays off to Mongold. Now Mongold will send it across the midfield stripe. Widrick heads it on. McAdams heads it up in the air. Campbell's going to chase after it. And instead it'll be an unfortunate touch off of him. And the Marlins will have a throw in. They'll get a couple extra feet on this. As now Wills has it. He will get a couple extra yards. But he's not going to. Nope, now he's going even further down the field, and now he'll throw it in. Deno heads it. Eugenio sends it out of play. Throw in Marlins. I understand that's part of the game, and every team does it. But to me, that just seems annoying. In a way. I understand that's like soccer, but to me, I don't love it. Here's a ball sent in. Wills has it. He'll get it back off his own throw-in. Takes down Canales, sends to the back post. It's headed. Kowalski will scoop it up. McAdams with the shot, number 5. Shot on target. Saved by Kowalski, and now there's a man in a red hood over there standing in the back of a trailer watching the game there in the back of your screen. That just kind of distracted me, not going to lie. This one's sent down. Eugenio over to Campbell. Here's Campbell looking for Queen. Just a little bit too far. Wills will win possession for it. Now Queen will pester him a little bit. Queen gets inside positioning. Wills goes down. It's out of bounds. Which way are they going to point? It's going to be Bridgewater possession. Connor Campbell. Oh, Wills is carrying it away. Yeah. Sent in by Queen. Sent high into the sky. Deno cheats up on it. He'll head it. The Marlins trying to get the second touch, and they do. Mejia flicks it forward. Now he's got his mate here in Schulte. Schulte looking to go with it now. He's chased down by Bynum. Bynum with a tackle. They'll say it's clean. Eugenio to the middle. Lobo looking for Queen. Queen has his mate Widrick. He tries for the spin move. Nice defense by Wills. He'll go to Campbell now. Connor Campbell with it. Goes across to Madrano. Madrano lays it on a couple times. Now it goes to Campbell. Here's Campbell. One move. Nice defense by McAdams. The Eagles working back into a corner. Here's Deno. Has to work it out. They'll try to switch sides here. Mongold, he has Bynum if he wants it. The Virginia Wesleyan coaching staff signaling, get over there. That's where it's coming. Lobo taken to the turf, and that'll be a foul. Guilty party there was Wakefield. And you can't fault Wakefield. You have to try to stop that ball before it gets there, because it was going to be sent around quite a ways. As now it looks like Napier is up, the freshman. We talked about him from Lynchburg, EC Glass High School. Just over half an hour to go, and we have had nothing on the scoreboard. Here's one sent to the back post. McAdams makes it. Madrano, almost a handball. It's deceptively, and this pass from Campbell, well past his target of Mongold. Now here's Mongold. Mongold, nice line pass on the ground. Here's Eugenio. It gets through. Eugenio has a chance. It goes to the middle. He's taken down. It'll be a foul. Free kick for Eugenio. In a dangerous spot, Aaron Deans was the guilty party. Now Nevins is going to talk to the official. That's a tough break. Physical play right in front of the box. And now it's a free kick for the Eagles in a dangerous spot. And it's going to be Eugenio. He'll have a wall of blue jerseys. No shock here. He does have Widrick. I mean, with Widrick's size, I'm kind of confused as to why he's not in the box. And now he is. One of the Marlins, you can't see it, his white cleats, is literally laying down behind his line. I guess the thought is the line will jump, and then he's going to try to take it on the ground. That would hurt, and he's got to have a lot of faith in his teammates. If that's me, I know one of my teammates is going to come down on me, and it's going to hurt. Oh, boy. Okay, so they're going to say go ahead. Let's see what Eugenio does. He tries to go to the post, and it misses. He tried to go towards the crossbar. He bent it up over and didn't come down. So here's your sub for the Marlins now. So Napier into the game for Schulte up top. So Napier will take that primary striker role. Imagine the plan is for him to sub out at some point here in the next 20 minutes. Tie ball game. Haynes will be the one to cue it back in here on the goal kick. Line drive. Lobo taken to the turf. Yeah, it's a foul on Lobo. Didn't quite play the ball there. So the foul drawn by Zizza. It's a good play by Zizza. He went up. All things fair. He went up. Lobo definitely was the guilty party there. Tried to jump over him. And number 14 is up in the box. Don't have no, there's no 14 on the roster. It's number 24. Here's Wills, had some space, goes to McAdams. McAdams makes one defender miss. Now Eugenio, he lays it on, nice defense. But it is the Marlins with it now, working off the goal line extended. Deno tries to keep it in play. He does. Deno clears. No corner kick this time. They do evade the chance. Widrick heads it on, looking for Queen. It's going to go a little bit off target. Nevins has it. Now here's Wills again. They've worked from this position quite a few times. Wills taking. The two of them exchange some, well, we'll call it pleasantries. And in the process, the ball was literally about 3 inches from the sideline, and now it is a free kick 1.5 yards inside the sideline here for Zizza. And nobody says a word. Hand up, Zizza, ball in. Headed away by Widrick. Canales, nice play. Nevins he's going to, I think he thought he had help, and now the Eagles have numbers. Widrick's going to streak in on Haynes. He just misses it. Wills sends it. McAdams has it. The Marlins kind of have numbers here because the Eagles pushed for the offensive chance, but instead with the delay in the exchange from Wills to McAdams, and now McAdams throws his hands up because he knew it, they had a chance at something there, but just a little bit of a delay, and then the pass goes probably to the wrong side from what they were looking to do there, and it's now to Eagles throw in, and Lobo taking to the turf. That's, again, we've talked about this all day. The two hands have been what the officials called, and now a quick restart. I think the official was still saying some words to somebody. Not sure who or what jersey they were wearing as this one is sent. Should be a goal kick, and it is for Kowalski, and they're going to allow the Virginia Wesleyan sub on a Bridgewater goal kick. So Tappan's out, and Lawrence is in. So Tappan, it's a quick shift for Tappan. I mean, he came in early, but it's a quick shift. Kowalski, line drive. Madrano knew it probably wasn't worth trying to head, but instead, now the Marlins are going to win the first 2 touches. Madrano gets the third, but now it's the Marlins who get the sustained possession with it. Lobo knocks it out of bounds. The Marlins will have a throw-in. 10 minutes gone by, half number 2. We are still scoreless. The Eagles had a goal washed off the board. The Marlins much the same on a foul in the crease. Deans sends it in, going to the backside. McAdams is going to chase after it. McAdams has it in the corner right now. He's pestered. I'm looking here. And there's some words here being exchanged. What do we got? Yellow card to Campbell. And a finishing card to McAdams. So McAdams is done. So McAdams is done. And Campbell with a yellow. And the Eagles exchanging some displeasantries. So the Marlins will play down a man. He looking to go with it now. Eugenio, they're going to say he played the ball. So now the Eagles have a chance to counter. They don't really have numbers. As here's Medrano. Medrano sends one on looking for Queen. And Queen says, I'm going to give up on it because it would have been offsides. So interesting situation here. So McAdams is gone. Campbell, a yellow card as well. And the disciplinary actions there. There probably could have been another one handed out there, but we'll let that one go. Here's this one sent to Hyatt. Now they work down. The Marlins with it. Still fighting for it. Medrano on defense. He kicks it out. Should be a corner for the Marlins, and it will be. So a corner near side. Head coach on the far side. Barking out directions there is Kohler. Telling his fellows where to go. So the Eagles, here they go. Got to fight this chance off. Here's this one sent in. Kowalski gets a piece of it. Wills was in there again, but the Marlins still with possession here off the corner. Marlins with it. He's sent out of play, and it's going to be a foul on Canales. They sent him into his own bench. Canales, just back off. The way this game's going, if you have a chance to not be that guy, just let it go. Let it go. Sportsmanship is the name of the game. And we'll just leave it at that. So the Marlins have it. It's going to be Ziza again. He's taken a lot of these, and honestly, he's had a lot of good ones go in the box. It's been some good defense and some unfortunate bounces that have kept the Marlins from the scoreboard. Here's one flicked on. It's off the crossbar. Headed on by Bittler off the top of the pipe. And it's going to be Dunbar for Canales. Dunbar says, I'm going up top. So they know where the shift is behind him. Wow. Kowalski. And it's going to be a foul on Brand, and Brand shrugs his shoulders. Yeah, I can understand that one. Both of them were pushing and shoving, and Brand, the guilty party here, and no shock. It's going to be Zizza on it. This physical contest, we've seen him take a lot of these so far. Sent on towards the middle, headed by Mongold. Knocked down and throw in for the Eagles. A little bit of chippiness now. It's scoreless. We still have 22 minutes to go. Right now, the teams are, and dare I say it, maybe a little bit of daylight. Here's Widrick. Widrick sends it on. Doesn't have much help. Now Dunbar comes down there to try to pester Haynes. This one sent high into the sky. Bynum headed it. Sent around. Looking on. Mongold taken out by his own teammate. Bynum now has to try to win a foot race. He is not going to. The Marlins with a chance. Bynum does get back to it. Here's a shot to the far side. It's cleared off on the cross. Brand with a save. I wouldn't even really say a save. It was a cross that was heading to a wide open goal. Now here's Wills. Wills looking for somewhere to go. He's going to send it inside. Shot himself, and Kowalski will wear it off the number one and put two hands on it. Matthew Brand kept this game scoreless. Woodrick with a nice one-touch. He's looking for Eugenio. It's 3-on-3. Eugenio slows down. Now here's Queen. Queen, unfortunate touch. Wakefield wins it back, and he'll send it on. He does have a teammate down there. Numbers not so much. Bynum will retreat back, as it is Bittler with it. We haven't really caught his name much today. He does have the shot off the crossbar. Bynum with a nice kick out of bounds. It gives the Eagles defense a chance to breathe. 20 minutes to go. A lot of players hunched over. This is going to be a war of attrition. You kind of had that feeling from the onset in this one. No team was going to run away with it. It was going to be physical. This one's sent on. Here's Bittler, and it's kicked out of bounds by Bynum. Long throw opportunity here. Instead, they won't. They're going to try to send a service ball in. Wakefield sends one in. Cross again. It goes over everybody. Whew. This game has had a lot of those, where it is a ball that is not necessarily a shot. It just dangerously ducks and dives away from everyone. And the goalies have had to make plays on things that really aren't shots a lot today, because the crosses have kind of had minds of their own, really. This one sent in off the back of Brand, as well of Hyatt. Now here's Brand. Brand lays it on to Dunbar. Dunbar tried to kick it back to Widrick, maybe also off of Zizza, who made a nice play on it. Now Bittler sends it back to Zizza. Zizza looking down the line. It's not going to be there. It's out of play. Going for Bridgewater here. Meeting of the minds on the Bridgewater bench. All three assistants have something to talk about. Just looked up and noticed that. Or rather, Zizza kicks this one out of bounds. Eagles throw in. Dunbar looking for somewhere to go. Instead goes short to Queen. Queen off his knee. Now back to Dunbar. Dunbar back to Queen. Had it deflected out of play. Now Queen, well, he wanted to throw it quick, and now I'll hand it back to Dunbar. Under 20 to play. Here's Dunbar. He's going to send this one in. Looking for Widrick. Widrick heads it on, but nobody there. So Haynes will now scoop it. So a couple of return subs for the Marlins, and Schulte, and then Napier. I said we would see Schulte again. Napier had a short stint. Oh, it's number 3, excuse me. Daniel Oltowski. My bad. Sorry about that, folks. Deno over to Madrano. Madrano looking for somewhere to go. Now he'll go back to Bynum. His teammate base to the middle. Eugenio. Nice defense applied there from Mejia. Now Bynum, excuse me. Here's Dunbar. Over to Lobo. Lobo makes a couple moves. Eugenio tries to spin one to Dunbar. Doesn't have much English on it. Or the English was there, just didn't bite. And it stays in bounds somehow, some way. Eugenio. Now it's Queen. Here's Woodrick. A little bit of space. Nice defense. Now Woodrick goes inside, just outside of the box. Goal line extended. Sends it into the middle. Nobody there. And it's cleared momentarily by Nevins. And it's an Eagles throw-in now. Believe it's Dunbar. Should Dunbar take it? It is Cole Dunbar. And I'll say Cole Dunbar's done a lot of the long throws for the Eagles when he's been in the contest today. And he'll do another one here. See if the Eagles crowd the box. They do have the size advantage of Dino and Woodrick. Two rather big fellas in height. And this one's sent out. And instead some friendly fire between Woodrick and Brand. And now it results in a counterattack. Sprinting up the side is Mejia. Here's Mejia with it, looking for somewhere to go. Doesn't have much space. Now here's Bittler, pestered by Mongold. Bittler gets past him. Mongold takes him down. That's probably going to be a card, and it will be. Yellow card on Layden Mongold. There's nothing. Yeah, Mongold's going to turn around. It's pretty easy. Pretty cut and dry, I would say. Two hands on the back. Bit of a tactical yellow, I think I would say, too, because if Bittler gets past him, it's have fun saying Kowalski. Yeah, because it would have been a 2 on maybe 1, or none, really. If you're Kowalski, and I bet if you're Bridgewater, you can live with that. You just got to get this possession here. Here's this one sent in to the back post. Woodrick heads it first. Wills is going to try to get it. Now it's fought for. 50-50 ball in the box, and the Marlins will take it down toward the flag. Nice play by Medrano. They're going to say it was still in bounds, and the Eagles win a throw-in. So good play by the Eagles. They fight that off, and because the Marlins have had subs up for quite some time, they'll allow them to come in. So Altosky and Schulte back into the game. The Eagles also have a sub, Connor Campbell, 33 for 9. Connor Campbell into the game, playing with a yellow card, mind you, now for Cole Dunbar. Now, we'll say, in the way he got his yellow, watch out. Because it enticed the yellow from McAdams that sent him to the parking lot. So here's Medrano. Medrano over to Brand. Brand. Nice ball on to Queen. Looking for Eugenio. Eugenio with a nice ball back to Queen. Here's Queen. He was looking for somebody. Now here's Eugenio on the foot race to Nevins. Haynes comes out. Eugenio takes out the goalie. No, he did not take him out. He kind of went down to protect himself. They say no card. Play on. Virginia Wesleyan with possession. Had to catch my breath a bit here. That looked like it hurt. Hopefully Schulte's able to get up. That just didn't look comfortable. And the women's soccer team pestering Tyler Hyatt a little bit right in front of us here. Mongold sends it high up into the sky. Back, but Wills was there. Wills right over top of Queen. Bit of a size advantage. Campbell hints that was dangerous as all get out. That's all Kowalski could do. Campbell says, I'm sorry, that was my fault. That could have been an own goal. Inches from an own goal, realistically, because Kowalski had to readjust everything he was doing. The Marlins with it. Wills with it, goes back inside, trying to go touch and go. It wasn't quite there. Mejia has it. Medrano takes him to the turf. They say he was playing for the ball. Mejia a little frustrated with himself as well. Medrano dispossessed. Nice play on defense there from Hyatt. Now here's the Marlins. Here's Mejia. He has space if he wants it. He's going to try, but that is off of the storage shed. Building number 3, if you will. And it will be a goal kick for the Eagles with 14 minutes to go. You're nearing that situation. Who's going to dig deep here? That's kind of where you're at right now. We've got a Game 7 tonight in the sports world. Won't give that a plug, but here's one sent on to Queen. And Queen's going to have a chance at it. No, it was a nice play on defense. Is it a corner? It is a corner, says the assistant referee. So we were talking about this, as I was saying a couple seconds ago. You've got a Game 7 in sports tonight, the two greatest words for any sports fan. In this situation, you're going to be finding the same thing. It's who wants to be a hero? Who wants to step up when the lights shine the brightest, to quote Mamba Smith? So here's Matthew Brand. He's going to send it in the left foot. Sent in, arcing in, headed out, but the Eagles will have a chance. Here's Campbell. He'll shoot, and it's off the side. Shanked it. And we've got a stoppage. There is an injured Marlin, and you hate to see that. It's Aaron Deans, the senior in the back line. He has had a huge impact on this game. They're going to hold off the trainers for right now. Between Deans and Nevins, those two, part of the reason this game is still scoreless. Very much so. The two center backs for the Marlins have been a key piece of this one. Along with the likes of, well, I guess they're not really the center backs. There's three backs back there, but they've been the key pieces. Bynum goes up. Nice touch. Mongold will head it on towards the midfield stripe. And the Marlins get a friendly touch, but I think it's going to roll out of bounds, and it should be an Eagles throw-in. And it is, says both the AR and the head referee for today's. 15 to go. ODAC quarterfinals. Winner of this one takes on the winner of the Lynchburg contest. It is the Hornets and the Royals. I was going to say that, and I was waiting for somebody to correct me. It's been a long day. I apologize. If you've been with us all day on FloSports, or Flo College, rather, thanks for joining us. It's been a fun day of sports. I will say that, and every Saturday is this time of year. You're getting into playoff soccer. You've got college football coming down the home stretch, and Deno wins a throw-in, and Schulte, a little salty, throws it behind his back and towards Heather Grant. Now here's Eugenio. Campbell says no. Bynum, you take it. Here's Bynum. The Eagles playing up a man. If you missed that one, McAdams gets his second yellow, and now the Eagles will have a chance. Here's this one sent in. Nobody there. The unfortunate touch. It's a handball on the box. No call. Shot. Lobo off the post and in. Holy mackerel. Lobo's shot hit the side of the pipe and went in. So Lobo puts one in and lights a fire into this crowd. But you still have 11 minutes to play. There's still a lot of soccer to go. You don't want to be content with that, and I'm sure that's the message, and that's what you see Coach Benison saying. Well, now he's trying to pull Widrick in and tell him, be a leader. I'm sure that's what the message is. I am at 99% sure that's what the message is to one of your leaders of this program. He's going to go probably towards the back here, I would assume. He's a big defensive threat back there as well as he is up front. So Eric Lobo gets the goal off the side of the pipe and in. Dean send this one in for the Marlins now. It's go time. Lobo trying to make another hustle play, and it'll be a foul on Lobo. Takes Deans out, and Dean said he went. Probably he wants a card. Yeah, he does want a card. Here's Zizza on it again. 10:33 to go. I'm pacing a little bit. I'm not going to lie. A lot of fans are down there as well. Ball sent in by Zizza. Headed out by Connor Campbell, and now it'll be a long throw in for the Marlins. You kind of had a feeling this game was going to come down to a ball like this. This one sent in. Schulte he had a chance. I think he thought it was going to be further over his head, and instead he gave up on it. Is it a goal kick? Yeah, it should be a goal kick here for Kowalski. The Marlins have a sub in the box. You imagine they're going to push for offense now. So here's Wills. Sends it down. Mongold wins the race. He'll send it high into the sky. Widrick off his chest. The Marlins win possession. They are down a man with the finishing card on McAdams. The Marlins with a sub in the box, like I said, and now they're going to have another come up here. I imagine it's a push for offense if you're Virginia Wesleyan. You have to. It's a winner-go-home game. The 4-5 matchup never fails. Sub Marlins. So 27 is out. You've got Test. So Bittler is also in, number 20 up top. 21 has not played all day. Mahongo, he came in late in the first half. Now here's one sent in, but it's wide by, I believe, that was Wakefield. Yeah, it's what it looked like. He knew he had a chance at it. That the near post was open. He just missed it. Nonetheless, here we are. Sent up in the air. Madrano plays it off his foot. Tries to go up the near side. He does get the touch. Mahongo goes back. He's going to try to play back to Haynes. Haynes a little bit unsure of it. Now he's to it. The Eagles do have a sub up. The clock will stop when he comes into the contest. Just to note, be ready for Deans. Looking to go on. There was nobody home. Is it going to go for a goal kick? It will. So the clock will stop for the Eagles sub. So Virginia Wesleyan has a sub. Napier is in. Schulte is out. The Eagles will go for a sub in the midfield. Eugenio's out. I believe that's Jaden Buckles. So he's one of the seniors. He's a transfer from Stafford, Virginia. So Jaden Buckles comes in. He's going to play in the middle of the field here. He's going to take over in the midfield spot for Eugenio. Eugenio's played quite literally all but the final 7:31 of this game. So that's another storyline. Widrick gets shoved. No call. But all is fair. Here's the newly subbed in Napier. This one headed down, but Bynum's going to try to clear. Here's Queen looking for some insurance now. It's 1-on-4. Imagine. And now here's Buckles' nice play on, but it's just a little bit short. Didn't get all of it. Had to play it off of the bottom of his calf. I don't know if I can get my leg up that high. This one goes to Bynum. Now Mongold will clear it out. Dean's with it. 7 minutes even on the clock. Nice move. Here comes Deans with it. Looked for Campbell. Campbell may have gotten a piece of it. Sorry, he was on defense. Now here's Izza. He goes to the far side, trying to swing possession. Here's Mahenga with it now. Pestered by Madrano. Mahenga goes to the middle. Now here's Wakefield. Wakefield had a little bit of space. It's a nice pass to Wills. Wills guarded one-on-one by Brand. Laid on. Buckles gets the first touch on it. Widrick tries to clear. He does for a second. And Widrick taken down behind the play by Wakefield. If you're Virginia Wesleyan, that's you don't want that, because not only does that give Bridgewater the ball, but you're chewing clock. You're Bridgewater, you don't hate that as long as Trey gets up, and he does, but for the Marlins, you're chewing clock. And now this one off the head of Mahenga and back to Haynes. Going to have to go the distance here. 6 minutes to go. A lot of soccer to be played. Another Bridgewater sub up in the box. Just to note, when that happens, clock will stop. Dean sends it on. Just onside is the call. Deno field for his goalkeeper as Kowalski falls on it. Kowalski will kick it away. Gets it across. Straight to Queen. I'm sure that's where he drew it up. Here's Buckles. Buckles lays on. He's just trying to get it to a corner. He's taken down with a two-handed tackle, Brock Lesnar style, and hands up. Mahengo not happy. And again, if you're Virginia Wesleyan, you can't afford these because it's free clock. 5:05 to go, and Matthew Brand will take it. as Woodrick repairs a piece of the pitch there. If anybody else caught that, I'm sure head groundskeeper Danny Davis will be happy with that. Here's Madrano. Madrano makes a nice move or two. Now shielded, and it's going to be a foul on Madrano. He did take him down to the turf, trying to through it. I believe it was. It was Mahango, and yeah, I mean Madrano tripped him up, and Mahango he had nowhere to go but fall on the ball, so you couldn't call it that. They wanted a handball. They're not going to get it. Here's Campbell fighting for it, and foul on, I think, Bridgewater. Couldn't see where the official was signaling. I believe it was a foul on the Eagles. That's what it looked like. And it is a foul on the Eagles. Yeah, he tried to make a call, but he also had an Eagle, like, standing in his way. Couldn't quite extend the arm out all the way. So here's Zizza. You got to imagine this is going straight toward the box, right? There's nowhere else this ball goes. Here it is. Sent inside. Headed off of Wills. Kowalski will take it off the hop, fall on it. Why not, just to be safe? Under 4 to play. Canales looks to be the Eagle up over there. Early Canales, freshman from Manassas. The Eagles, 3.5 minutes from advancing to take on the Hornets of Lynchburg. Widrick flicks it on. Queen knocks it down, lost it, now he gets it back. Here's Riley Queen. He's taken to the turf, foul. Will's a little bit upset, but he's fine. I mean, you know that one. It was, again, I wouldn't necessarily say it was as much of a harsh foul. It was tactical, 100%. You have to play all-out defense here. Here's Lobo. Lobo boxing out, trying to shield to get a corner. And it'll be a throw-in for the Marlins. You can't really blame that one. Throw-in for the Marlins. They know they have to go under 3 minutes now. Bridgewater looking to lock up a spot in the semifinals for Virginia Wesleyan. You're looking to extend this game. Here's a nice ball in. Deno heads it down. Now here's Widrick. Widrick off to Campbell. Campbell with it now in the midfield. Campbell looking forward. He has Queen. Queen is one-on-one with Mahanga. Queen trying to get some space. Here's Riley Queen. No, doesn't shoot this time. Doesn't shoot that time either. He's going to lay it off to Buckles, and Buckles not able to get to it. In theory, great idea. In practice, didn't work. Clock will stop for the sub. So Riley Queen will come out of this contest. To be fair, he has not subbed out all day for this Bridgewater team. It's been a lot of the same unit on the pitch for much of the afternoon. So now you take him out, you put Early Canales up top. I imagine you want some speed up, but you take away a little bit of the offensive Queen. Head by Deno here, but now it's Virginia Wesleyan. They have a chance here, 2.5 minutes to go. Here's Zizza. Lay it off here to Wills. Wills gets past Brandon. He's down, and now it'll be a foul on Brand. I'll give my props to the official there. Good call for spraying down where the ball needs to go quickly. Good props to the official on that one. Not letting anything happen. Here's Zizza. Sends a ball in. It's a line drive. Went off of somebody's head. Not sure which team. Widrick taken down, and they'll say no. Or Widrick took down a defender, and they'll say it's an Eagles goal kick. And Kowalski will be the one to set it in here with 1:40 to go now. No subs up for either team. Kowalski says, go. I've got this. Telling his team with it. He does. He sends it right in front of us. Off of Wills, and it's an Eagles throw-in. So here's Brand. He's going to send it into Widrick. Virginia Wesleyan sleeping a little bit. 1:10 to go. 70 seconds separating the Eagles from a semifinal berth. Now a throw-in for the Marlins. The Marlins a minute to go here. Madrano going to milk some clock. Kicks it out of bounds. So here we go. You've got 59 seconds. Wills, it's off of Widrick. Widrick wasn't quite expecting it. Now here's Widrick. He's just going to send it. That one into the stands. The softball team not able to make a play on it. 47 seconds to go. The Marlins with a chance now. Laying it off. Here's Zizza. We've called his name all day. Service ball sent in. He's looking for Wakefield. Wakefield's header. Over top of the crossbar. And a stoppage for Madrano taken down, so 29 seconds. Can cut the tension with a knife. Maybe one of those plastic knives you can get at like Walmart. Can't cut much with those normally. 29 seconds. It'll start when Kowalski hits it. And I imagine if you can pull out your lob wedge, this is when you do it. He does send a high arcing ball. Widrick gets the first touch. Actually, it was probably Deans that got it. Ooh. Ooh. So it is a foul on Buckles. 17 seconds, and now he's going to run with it like a running back. So it'll start on the kick. So worth noting, Haynes is now in the box. So the Marlins have even, well, they really don't. But here's a ball sent in. Widrick heads it. Out of play. Corner kick. Clock should not stop. The Marlins have to go. Ball is set. It's sent in. It's a line drive. It's wide. The Eagles have done it. The Eagles return to the ODAC semifinals. They take down the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins, avenging the loss from earlier in the season. And it's the Eagles with a date in Lynchburg on Wednesday night.
Will play the winner of Lynchburg versus EMU, which will take place tonight at 6 o'clock.
So the Eagles knock off the Virginia Wesleyan Marlins, and they will take on the winner of the 1-8 matchup, which is Eastern Mennonite and Lynchburg. You can tune into that one. You can find that one on Flo College this evening in about an hour. And when that happens, the Eagles will know if they have a date in the Hill City or if they'll host their Route 42 rival a little bit later on this week. That'll happen on Wednesday. The Eagles will play on Wednesday no matter what. It's a matter of where and who and when. But the Bridgewater Eagles advance to the Old Dominion Athletic Conference semifinals in exciting and thrilling fashion. It's the Eagles 1, Virginia Wesleyan 0. Thanks for joining us here this evening. It's been a wild, hectic day of sports here on the Bridgewater campus. You've caught it all on Flo College. We thank you for joining us tonight and today, all day long, if you were with us. Special thanks to those that put up with me here in the press box this afternoon. Eric Lobo, the hero for the Eagles today, with the goal that takes the Eagles to the ODAC semifinals. Thanks for joining us. Have a great rest of your Saturday and a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you soon. This has been ODAC Soccer on Flo College.